What is up, YouTube? KM888 here, and I'm back again with another video. Now for today, I have a somewhat different style of video. I have a combo video for you guys. I've been playing around a bit for good fun, and I devised a one card combo for Traptrix, starting off with Ostinato. It's a Melodious card. It's the deck really isn't all Traptrix. There's only a small engine which you actually abuse, and abusing is what we all do in combos, what we really like. And I'm going to show you guys what you can make out of one Ostinato, one card combo. So let's get into it. First things first, we are going to activate this Ostinato. So I'm going to do it like this. We're going to send 2 refrains to the graveyard, and we are going to summon Bacha. Those who don't know, Bacha, the Melodious Maestra, while you control this fusion card, that doesn't really matter. If this card is special summon one Melodious monster from your deck. Okay, we're going to do just that, and we're going to summon the 3rd refrain. Refrain on summon, so right here, you can add 1 Melodious monster from your deck to your hand. So we are going to search Couplets. Couplets effect, when it is added, special summon a Melodious monster from your graveyard. So we're going to get another refrain. Right here, you already have 2 level 4s, you have the Bacha. This is kind of where the combo originated, because I wanted to have a level 4, like a level 4 engine, which gives me Pinguicola, and right here I could summon Pinguicola. And like, I was trying to do this for fun, and it was all fine and dandy. And then the combo started growing a lot. So you're going to see, we're going to activate the couplet first, because you can only activate its scale effect when you only have Melodious monsters on the field. So right here, if you do not control any other face-up monsters except Melodious, you can add a Melodious spell trap from your deck to your hand. Really good, we are going to search Melodious Concerto. Concerto is a fusion spell that lets you fuse with your Pendulum zones. That's good. So now we're going to use the Concerto, we're going to send the refrain, we're going to send the couplet, and we're going to summon Chuberta. This is our first point of interaction for the opponent's board already, so for their turn. This is going to stay here, so yeah, that's really nice. The fusion monsters that you used actually have a secondary effect. Whenever you fusion summon a monster and they are in the extra zone, like in the extra deck, you can actually activate them in your scales, which is amazing. You just get them back. So right here, we're going to use both their effects. We're going to scale up the couplet and the refrain. So they're back in the scales. Now, why is this important? Well, we can Pendulum summon now. One thing though, one of these, the couplet, has the effect you cannot Pendulum summon except light monsters. So we have to play around that. So right now, use the fusion, the Baka, and the 3rd refrain that you have, and going to exceed Beyond the Pendulum. Beyond the Pendulum has a search effect for any pendulum in the game, so that's really important. Chainlinks, we're going to use Melodious Concerto, we're going to use Beyond the Pendulum, and Chainlink 3 is going to be the Bacha. Now, why do I put Bacha as Chainlink 3? Whenever this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special a Melodious monster from your graveyard in face-up defense position. So you get to summon the refrain back. This card kind of loses to a bell, then you get 1 less monster, but we're really thinking without hand traps, to be honest, and this is just optimal. So not to draw, like the draw effect is going to come last. You're going to search with the Beyond the Pendulum first, so you get your target, so you don't get to draw that. That would be really bad. And what we're going to do right now, you're going to see, summon the refrain. We are going to get our target for Beyond the Pendulum, and we're going to draw a card. Now, for combo purposes, I am drawing a hand trap. That way, it doesn't really matter what we drew. This card is also going to stay in our end board. So it's going to stay in our hand. It doesn't matter, it is completely random, it doesn't contribute to the combo. The nice thing is, the one card that you used, the Ostinato, is getting replaced. So everything else is free, basically. Why the Supreme King Dragon Lightworm? It doesn't seem like much, but the only reason that I have this in the deck is because I needed a light tuner level 4 Pendulum. And there are only 2 in the entire game. There are 2 light Pendulum tuners. And that's this thing, the Supreme King Dragon Lightworm, and then there's the Draco Slayer. So the Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer. But that thing actually has restrictions. The restriction wouldn't come up in this turn 1 because we are actually going to go into a Draco Slayer monster with it. But if you go into a grind game and you have to Pendulum summon it back, it can actually come up. So the Supreme King Dragon Lightworm, which has no restrictions, is actually going to be better. So yeah. But as you can see, we have scales. We're going to Pendulum summon 2 monsters. So we summon the 1 refrain from our extra deck into a zone that Beyond points to, and then we're summoning the Supreme King Dragon Lightworm as well. Really fun. We now have a lot of monsters. We're going to go Beyond the Pendulum, plus the refrain is going to go into Exceed the Pendulum. Exceed the Pendulum on summon adds a Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. So that's additional resources again. So we're going to add the refrain again. Now we're going to synchro summon into our Ignister Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer. You can do it. These are both level 4s. This one's a tuner, that's important. And they are pendulums, so yeah. Ignister on summon is going to special summon Majesty Pegasus, the Draco Slayer, from our deck. And because this thing is special summoned by a Draco Slayer monster effect, we actually get the search effect for the field. Now we can choose any field in existence. We can go for Secret Village, we can go for Necro Valley, we can go for Sky Iris, like anything you want. But for purpose of this video, I wanted to do a combo with Traptrix in it. We are actually going to search for Traptrix Garden. So really weird. You think, okay, we have Pudica for that, but we don't even need Pudica. So we're going to search everything that we need for our Traptrix combo. Majesty Pegasus adds the Traptrix Garden, and you discard the refrain for its effect. So now we have Traptrix Garden in our hand, which is really good. Now the next thing that we need is 2 level 4s, because else you can't get to a Penguicula. So let's see what we're going to do. Exceed the Pendulums, secondary effect. During the main phase quick effect, you can special summon 1 Pendulum monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position with a level between the 2 Pendulum scales in my Pendulum zone. So between 1 and 9. Really good. 4 is between 1 and 9. One thing that I want to add though, the reason I went into Majesty Pegasus first is so I can discard the refrain to the graveyard, so it's in the grave for better resource management for the Exceed the Pendulum. So yeah, we're going to summon it back. As you can see, I didn't have any other targets, so it was needed that I discarded this first. I could have summoned it from the hand, but then if I needed to discard with the Majesty, I'd have to discard my Ghost Ogre, the card that I've drawn. And I didn't really want to have that as part of the combo, because if you open Prosperity instead of Ostinato, then you don't get a draw, and that's the one draw that we have here that we otherwise wouldn't get. Because we're completely safe now, we can go to Appaloosa. 2 materials, but a 2 material Appaloosa is really good actually. So overlay both your level 4s, and now we're going to go into Traptrix combo, and we all know where this is going. Penguicula is going to add Traptrix Mantis. Mantis plus Garden is 2 normal summons. It's entirely full combo. So yeah, let's get into this. Penguicula, I'm going to sack it. It doesn't matter. We're going to go into Serra. Garden, summon Mantis, add Myrmelio. Serra effect, set a Holotea. Normal Myrmelio, add any trap hole of your choosing. Now I go for Gravedigger's Trap Hole. I have an additional reason for that, which you're going to see in the end board. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Overlay your 2 level 4s, and we are going to go into Infernal Flame Banshee. Now you could say, oh my god, is this going to go into Snake Eyes? No. We don't have enough room to go into Snake Eyes place. We could go Poplar at Snake Eye, the original Snake Eye card. Go from there. You can do a lot, but for this video, you really don't have you don't have plays except like unless you're going to sacrifice your entire board to make a Snake Eyes board. We're not doing that here. Gonna use the effect. We're gonna do something better. Nemesis Flag. This means that we can run Nemesis Corridor in the main deck to go into Thunder Dragon Colossus. or we can use Arch Nemesis Protoss. As you can see in our graveyard at the moment, we already have Earth, we have Light, we have Wind, we have Fire, and we have Dark. We only need to banish 3 of those typings for an Arch Nemesis Protoss, which means that you can actually, with this combo, fire lock your opponent if you really want to. It is a thing, you can choose which one to run. You can choose to run the Protoss, you can choose to run the Corridor to go into Colossus. So, yeah. But now that we went with Banshee, we search our card, we have 2 open monster zones. 2 open monster zones, this means we can go with our Holotea now. Ditch the Gravedigger's Trap Hole, special Dionea from the Serra, and set our Gravediggers again. It's an additional interruption that we have, and you're going to see why it's important that it's Gravedigger's Trap Hole. You can choose any trap hole that there is, like anything. It's your choosing, but yeah, you're going to see in a second. So right here, our board is kind of full. I need monsters that are banished for my flag. What are we going to do? We are going to link away our Serra, Dionea, and Holotea, and we are going to go into Ragnarika Mantis Monk. Mantis Monk, really fine. You can banish 2 insect, plants, or reptiles from your graveyard, add a Ragnarika trap from your deck to your hand. Really nice. This doesn't lock us, by the way. It's only the special summon effect that would lock us, and we are not even using that. So, yeah. Banish 2. To add the Ragnarika Hunting Dance. Hunting Dance is an additional form of interruption for our end board. We're gonna go over that pretty soon. What are we banishing? We are banishing the Pinguicula, we are banishing the Myrmelio. Both have a purpose to be banished. We want to banish the Pinguicula because if we return it to our extra deck, it is additional resources for next turn. We are going through our extra deck like there's no tomorrow. We're only gonna have like four cards left in a second. The Pinguicula for follow-up is actually kind of important. The second card, Traptrix Melodious. If we have Serra on our end board and we use a trap, we want something good to special summon from the deck. And Traptrix Melodious is actually a card, if you special summon it, you get to pop a spell or trap, which is important. Especially for the Tempai matchup, because if they go field spell, you can go, okay, Serra, use a trap, Hunting Dance, for example. You get to pop some cards, and then you can even go with Myrmelio, special it, pop the field spell, go from there. So it's all intertwining. But yeah, now that we have our Hunting Dance, we're going to use Nemesis Flax effect, and we're going to special it by returning the Pinguicula. I want to return the Pinguicula first, because towards the end of the combo, when I don't have to shuffle my deck anymore, if I put the Myrmelio back to the bottom then I ensure myself not top decking it. So it's more efficient, it's the better play. So special summon it, use its effect for a Corridor. I like Corridor more over Protoss, because a Colossus on field is just good against everything. If you know you're against fire, then I suggest going for the Protoss, of course. So yeah. So let's see. Garden effect, banish the Banshee to summon, in this case, Mantis. Now, I had already targets in the graveyard with the Serra and the Dionea, so banishing the Banshee as cost means that I can even pick the Mantis that was underneath the Banshee at that point. And I special summon Mantis. Now, what happens here is because Banshee is banished, so I'm gonna go over it. If this card is banished and you control a Pyro monster, you can special summon this card, and if you do it against attack, that doesn't matter. The fact that I have Nemesis Flag means I have a Pyro monster, so I can special summon the Banshee back. So the guard play right here was just a +1. It just gave me a Traptrix monster from a graveyard. The fun thing here, I don't think I even do it. The Traptrix Mantis has an effect where I can target set spell or trap that I control, and I can reset it, basically turning off the condition that Dionea puts on it. I don't think I do it here, but it is a thing that you probably should do. Just return it to your hand, and then you have 2 traps to set that your opponent doesn't know which one is which. It's also important. Sometimes I forget to do that, so don't mind me. But yeah, I'm going to use my 2 fire monsters, and I'm going to go into IP Masquerena right here. It's an additional form of negation. On my opponent's turn, I can go into SP Little Knight with this. I can go into anything that I want, basically, which is also really nice. I can summon it here because the Mantis is pointing to the left. important. I'm going to use my corridor, I'm going to return the Mermelio, going to summon it. Using my 2 insects, I'm going to go into Ragnarika Chain Coils, which is also going to stay on the end board, and then I'm going to use my corridor to go into Colossus and basically end there. So this is going to be the end board. From 1 card, 1 Ostinato. I'm happy with this. It's actually not that terrible of a deck list. I can show afterwards, but if you see what's left, like if you would see what's left in the deck, you're gonna see it's like there's like 10 to 15 hand traps still in there, which is crazy. But yeah, let's get over this end board. The first thing that we have is our Traptrix Garden, which prevents insects and plants to be destroyed by battle once each. Now, I don't really have one insect or plant, but the thing that I do have is I have a Holotea in the graveyard for a Serra, which means that I can protect my Serra as soon as I summon it. Might be important. I have Schuberta. Schuberta, like 1 time, because you can only use it once while it's face up on the field. You can target up to 3 cards in any graveyard and banish them. So it's a banish 3 from the grave against fire. It's really good, like against Snake Eyes, against mill decks like Tearlament and stuff. It's really amazing to have this. So 3 banishes. Then we have IP Masquerena, and I can't really show the extra deck, but one of the cards that's still in here is SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight, you can summon it here. I left the zone open for it, which means that you can just banish anything on summon, and then you still have the effect to banish again, which is another 2 interruptions. Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess, 2 monster negates, really important. You might say, oh, but it's only 1600 attack. What if the opponent normal summons a monster and tries to attack over it? Well, I have the Ragnarika Hunting Dance. Hunting Dance, target cards your opponent controls up to the number of different monster types among linked monsters you control that are insect, plant, or reptile. Destroy them. I have a Chain Coils, which is reptile, so I get to destroy 1 card. If the opponent decides to have more monsters on the field and try to attack, I have the IP Masquerena. I can just link summon into the SP Little Knight, banish anything that I want, it's gone. What I also can do, I can go Holotea, summon the Serra, which is a plant. Now I have a plant link monster and a reptile link monster, so I can pop 2 with Hunting Dance. This is actually the preferred route, because as soon as Serra hits the board, you can pop 2 cards, and then afterwards you can actually use Masquerena to link together with the Serra for an SP Little Knight. In this way, it doesn't come up that you can trigger the Serra, but like, what's the opponent gonna do? I don't think there's much, so yeah. Then there's the Thunder Dragon Colossus, which means that the opponent cannot search from their deck, like add from the deck except by drawing it, which is like amazing on its own. We have the Gravedigger's Trap Hole. For those who don't really know yet what it does, when your opponent activates a monster effect in their hand, graveyard, or when your opponent's banished monster effect is activated, negate its effect and do 2000 damage. So it's also good in time. And then we have the Chain Coils, which is actually it works together so well with this Gravedigger's Trap Hole. So let me show you. If your opponent activates a monster effect, except your damage step, you can activate this effect. Neither player can activate the effects of monsters in the hand this turn. And the rest doesn't matter. So what happens? The opponent uses a monster effect in the hand. Like, for example, they normal summon Snake Eye Ash, use the effect, activate Poplar. You go Gravedigger's Trap Hole, you negate the Poplar effect in the hand, goes to the graveyard, and then you're going to activate the Chain Coils because, you wouldn't really do it in that way, because if they go Snake Eye Ash, you can already go Chain Coils, but it doesn't really matter. Any hand effect, and then you go Chain Coils effect, and now they can't use monsters in the hand anymore for the rest of the turn. And it works so well together with the Gravedigger's Trap Hole. So these 2 are actually a complete lock for monster effects from the hand. So even Dangers, if they activate, you can just Gravediggers, lock them out and they can't trigger again, which is actually really good. It's insane. So you have two kind of floodgates here. You have the floodgate for hand effects, and you have a floodgate for searching, which is crazy. And then on top of that, like with the Holotea, you can summon back Mantis, you can summon back Diadea, and you can summon back Serra for some follow-up. More follow-up is the regular Raikou Mantis Monk, because this card can special summon itself from the graveyard by returning any insect, plant, or reptile. So it's just free link fodder next turn, which is crazy. And then because you have your scales 1 to 9, you can still Pendulum summon these out next turn. You might think, oh, but you only have 3 cards left in your extra deck. Well, if you go with 2 level 4s, you can make the Pinguicula already. That's still in the extra deck. We put it back for a reason. And then the last card in the extra deck is actually Daigusto Emerald, specifically because you can put 3 extra deck monsters back into the extra deck, which it doesn't look like much, but doing that ensures that you can still play in your next turns if they would break the board. So yeah. But yeah, that's it for the combo. It is a 1-card combo in Ostinato. You get a card, you draw, and you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards on field. So you went plus 10 in total, and you have all these negates, which is crazy. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I will post the deck profile on my Facebook page already. If you really want to see it somewhere else, in a deck profile or whatever, just comment down below. Subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao!